So today I made the executive decision after talking it through with ChatGPT and having a little fucking mental breakdown, a little Menty B. It's been a while since I've had a Menty B, and we had a little one today. I discovered, fuck it, okay? Fuck it. I'm going to set up my microphone old school style. I'm going to sit here. I'm going to tell you all the good things that have been happening in my world. And I'm going to look like shit in my messy room without a care in the world. And that's the vibe today, okay? Welcome to Rise with Katie Marie. Think of this podcast like sitting down with a friend where we talk about healing, self-discovery, and stepping into the highest version of yourself. I'm Katie, your host and friend on this journey. Together, we'll talk about all the messy and beautiful parts of life, from heartbreak to healing, self-doubt to self-love, and everything in between. If you're looking for a cozy space to feel seen, heard, and inspired, you're in the right place. So, grab a cup of coffee, take a deep breath, and let's rise together. Okay, so this is not the episode that I planned to record today. You will probably notice there's no camera on. I didn't do my hair. I'm in a hoodie that I've worn for 2 days. There might be a sock on my floor that I haven't picked up in a week, and we are raw dogging this one, folks. And honestly, I almost didn't hit record at all. Because if I'm being honest, and as you probably read in the title, I fucking hate filming myself, okay? I hate it. I hate it. I don't want to do it. And I hate that everything in life right now requires you to post a freaking reel or a TikTok or a YouTube short or whatever the fuck video content you need of my freaking face, because honestly, I don't have the energy to do it, okay? And that is why I've been a little behind on podcast recording and uploading and doing all the things for the last couple weeks, because I get so much anxiety around having to show up perfectly and film myself when I don't want to be in front of the camera. Most times when I film these, I just finished a workout, I look like crap, I feel like crap, I don't want to sit and be on video that's going to be shown to thousands of people on an Instagram reel. I honestly just want to come on here and talk and share my heart with you. And the first couple episodes that I recorded, they didn't have video, and I felt so at peace. And if anything, that's what drew me into starting a podcast to begin with. I loved the idea of being able to just sit here and talk and share some stories and valuable knowledge and all the things with you guys without having to be on, if that makes sense. There's something about sitting behind a microphone, like I'm doing right now, in the mess of my office. And when I say mess, trust and believe, it is a mess right now, which is also why I don't want to record, because everything around me is a mess. I haven't been home for 3 weeks. I've been traveling. I'm going to tell you all about that. I hosted a retreat. I will also tell you all about that in this episode, but I haven't been home, and my life has been very chaotic for a couple weeks, and my home is a reflection of that right now, and I just don't want to fucking be on video, okay? I don't want to. But I battled between this idea that I won't be a successful podcast unless I have video content to back it up. Or if I can't share a clip of myself talking on a reel or a TikTok, nobody's going to want to listen to the podcast. Nobody's going to care. And then I thought about it for a second, and I'm like, when I listen to podcasts, which are literally all the time, I love them. When I'm listening to podcasts, they're usually in the car, or sometimes when I'm in the shower, I like to throw them on in the background, or when I'm doing editing, or just anything mundane. Cleaning, laundry, I don't know. I have a podcast going usually, because that's my favorite time to listen, when I'm keeping myself busy, my hands are busy, and I can just kind of take it in the background. And I'm like, I don't think I've ever actually fucking sat there and watched a podcast video, or just looked at somebody's face for the whole hour that they were talking without doing something else. And those are my favorite kind of podcasts. And that's how I watch podcasts. And I'm like, why am I stressing out so much about having these damn videos? Yes, sure, it's marketing and it helps you with reach. And especially as a new podcast, any video content is going to help you. But the stress and the anxiety that it causes me to have to show up and have a clean area and have everything ready to go and be on camera. And right now, for example, I had some self-tanner on and it's kind of coming off and it's very patchy. So my face right now is very patchy because I have some spots that look great and some spots, a little questionable. And like, I don't want to be on camera like that right now, even without makeup, like, so then for me to record, I got to go put on freaking makeup and I got to do the whole thing. And I just don't want to fucking do it. I just don't want to do it. So anywho, after having a moment with ChatGPT today, treating it as my own therapist, I discovered that you can still be successful without a video portion to your podcast. And it does more harm than good to not record out of anxiety and commitment and time. Like the time that it takes, oh my God. The time that it takes to set everything up, record, and edit a video. I don't know if any of you have ever edited a video in your life, but if you haven't, trust and believe it's not an easy process, okay? It's not. It's really not. And then you got to go make all the little clips for the little reels and everything afterwards. And you have to fix the audio. And this stupid program that I've been using when I am filming video has been butchering the audio from my beautiful microphone. Like right now, I'm going to sound amazing to you guys because this is like the audio that comes out of my microphone naturally. And this program that I use that clips your videos for you has made it sound like shit. Makes it sound like shit. So then I spend hours like going back and trying to fix the audio and it just sounds like crap. And oh, it's been horrible. Video has been an absolute nightmare for me to try and figure out. I don't have a flow with it yet. I don't have a rhythm. And from start to finish, it takes me like an entire day to get through one podcast episode. And I just don't have that time right now. Okay. So today I made the executive decision after talking it through with ChatGPT and having a little fucking mental breakdown. A little Menty B. It's been a while since I've had a Menty B, and we had a little one today. I discovered, fuck it, okay? Fuck it. I'm going to set up my microphone old school style. I'm going to sit here. I'm going to tell you all the good things that have been happening in my world. And I'm going to look like shit in my messy room without a care in the world. And that's the vibe today. Okay. That doesn't mean video is gone forever. It just means this week I ain't dealing with it. Okay. Today I am recovering from hosting the retreat this past weekend. I'm still trying to get my energy back from that. And I just got over sickness not too long ago. And like, I'm just fucking tired. Okay. I'm tired and I don't feel like being on video right now. So rant finally over. That was a long one, but I wanted to give you a little prequel because if anybody out there is listening to this right now and you are someone that either wants to start a podcast or you have a podcast and you feel this like crippling anxiety to show up on video and like this immense pressure to have video components that you can share on Reels and TikToks and Instagram and all the things, just know that you're not alone. And the whole reason I liked doing a podcast was for the simplicity of it. And video has made that so complicated for me that I think I'm just going to go back into doing what makes me happy. And when I'm doing these solo episodes with you guys, this makes me happy. Being able to just talk to you like a friend, unfiltered, don't care what I look like. And yeah, and that's going to be a great time. And then when I have my guests on the podcast, obviously we'll do some recording. I'll film myself. I'll film them. Maybe we'll do some in-person episodes. Maybe I'll do some in-person episodes on my own too. Who knows? Basically, moving forward, it's going to be a mix of audio sometimes and video sometimes. And that brings me a lot of peace to set that boundary for myself and realize that doing video was burning me out and it was making me resent my podcast. And I don't want to feel that way. I want to feel connected to you guys and excited to film these episodes. And I just was not feeling that with the video component. So that is my little rant for the day. And I guess that kind of applies to everybody and everything out there. If there is something in your world that you just feel anxiety around and like you don't get excited for and it's preventing you from doing something that you love, or there's these extra steps that you feel are required, but they're not bringing you joy. They're not bringing you happiness. They're stressing you the hell out. Don't fucking do it, okay? Do what makes you happy at the end of the day. And if there's a passion project that you want to move forward with, for me is this podcast, but in doing so, the way to do that brings me joy and contentment is through audio only episodes, then I'm just going to do it. Okay. I'm not going to force myself to do something that is bringing me stress and anxiety because I feel obligated to, or I feel like that's what I'm required to do. Or I put this pressure on myself that my podcast is going to be a flop if I don't have marketing material talking on a video. Maybe I don't get as much reach with an audio podcast. Maybe this won't get posted or shared as many times as my video ones do. And you know what? That's okay. That's okay. Because maybe whoever's listening to this right now will resonate with the message And I wouldn't have been able to get this message across to you guys if I was overwhelmed and trying to record myself and worrying about how the hell I look and how messy my room is, instead of focusing on the damn message that I'm trying to get across to you guys. So that's my little tidbit for the day. We're about to dive into some story time. I have a lot of exciting things to share with you and a couple tidbits of things that might help you on your journey towards the end of the episode as well. So you know the drill. Grab something cozy, grab your favorite drink, your favorite snack. I have my bubbly beside me. I'm a bubbly queen. I love them. And let's dive into the episode. Okay, so I have been quite the busy bee the last couple weeks. I have been traveling all over the damn place. I went to the biggest rock concert in North America, which is kind of low-key my dream, and it was nothing short of incredible. It was the most magical weekend. I don't know how to describe it. It was so good. Okay, so the journey of getting to Rockville, let's start there. I have my two friends. I went over the whole dynamic of us in my last episode, or the Italy episode when I talked about my Italy journey. So if you want the full story on like how we met and that whole dynamic, you can go listen to that story. But a couple friends and I, we were talking about wanting to get together and doing a little girls trip. And we all love the same kind of music. And I kind of put it out into the group chat and I'm like, why don't we go to a cool rock festival? I've never been to a rock festival. I've been to digital festivals, like EDM festivals, but never a rock festival. And if you know me, you know rock music and metal music. That is my shit. That is my stuff. That is my favorite genre. It's where I feel the most like myself. I love my bands. I love music. It's an extension of my soul. And yeah, my girlfriends, they loved it too. And I'm like, whatever, let's do it. Screw it. So after going back and forth a couple of times on different festivals, we decided on going to Welcome to Rockville. And that took place in Daytona Beach in Florida. And it was a 4-day music festival. And it was literally incredible. Go look at the lineup. I'm not even going to go into it, but there were huge names. Marilyn Manson was there, Korn, Green Day, which, they're a little overplayed, but it's okay. My favorite band, Taking Back Sunday, all the things. I'm not going to bore you guys because I know half of you don't listen to this shit, but if you do, go look at the lineup. It was incredible. And yes, we flew all the way to Florida. My friends came from all over as well. One came from Alberta. I came from Toronto. The other one came from Vermont, and we all met in Florida. And we had the best weekend ever. And the reason I'm bringing this up on the podcast is because I was feeling so burnt out back home. And I was so overworked. And I was so in my hyper masculine doer energy. And I was in business mode and brainstorming ideas for work and focused on work things and work stresses and all the things. And I remember when we booked Rockville, it was back before Christmas. I want to say it was early December we booked the trip, and we were all kind of just feeling burnt out and we needed to get away. And that's what, encouraged us to book to begin with. And then as the months progressed and we got closer and closer to Rockville, I started to get really busy and productive with work. And I was in a really good flow state with business ideas and doing things and hosting my healing circles. And I don't know, I was just in a really good flow. And I'm like, I don't want to go anywhere. Why did I book this? I'm going to a freaking 4-day rock festival. I'm in my 30s. Am I out of my fucking mind? I'm not going to be able to survive and last a 4-day rock festival. I'm old now, And I remember feeling a lot of resentment towards booking it. Not so much resentment, but I guess when you book something so long ago and then it comes and you're I don't want to leave what I'm doing right now because I'm in a good flow state. And that was my business side of me taking control and being no, we need to keep working. And then the universe forced me into rest by making me pre-book this in advance and go on the trip. And of course I was excited. I love concerts. They're my happy place. They're where I truly feel alive and I feel like myself. And I knew I would have a good time when I got there, but the thought of packing up all of my life and going through all the traveling and breaking my work focus pissed me off for a little bit, which was weird. I thought it was weird, but hindsight, I don't even know if I was just trying to avoid feeling things by overworking myself. I don't know what it was, but I was in such a hyper focus work mode that this trip was the biggest blessing in my life for so many reasons, because it pulled me away from that. It took me out of work mode. it forced me to go enjoy and turn off from work and be in my true happy place, in my true happy essence. Like anybody that knows me, if you've known me your whole life or my whole life, like concerts have always been my happy place. They are where I go to turn off the world for a little bit. I lose myself in the music. I connect so deeply to music and bands and just, oh my God, it's like an extension of my soul. I don't know how to explain it. And if you don't have that same connection to music and concerts, this might sound a little crazy to you, but it's really a place where I just go to, just feel at home and at peace. And I just love it so much. So the weekend was amazing. And it really forced me into just taking some time away from work, enjoying life, being happy, being present, being in the moment. Oh my God, I was so in the moment. I don't even think I opened my work things at all, other than like one thing that I had to deal with. Other than that, I turned off work and that was it. And what came up for me was when I am truly embodying my authentic self, and I'm happy and I'm doing things that I love and I'm in my feminine energy. And you know I'm big on this. Go back and listen to my other episode about feminine and masculine energy. And I go deep into that. That's a really good episode. If you haven't listened to that one yet, go back and listen to that. But when I'm at a concert, I'm in my feminine energy. I'm just living life. I'm like happy. I'm singing my music and I just love it so much. And that really was the reset that I think I needed at this point in my life, at least, to remind me how important it is to rest. And even though headbanging at a concert for 4 days doesn't really sound like rest, for me it is, because I live in work mode. I live in business mode. I live in my masculine energy more often than I want to admit. And in a sense of, the doer and the overachiever and yada yada. And that brought me back to my feminine, and that was really needed. And I'm not going to get into it, but just a lot of crazy, amazing, beautiful things happened on that trip. In many ways, we met some incredible people, and a lot of just really cool, magical things happened out there. And yeah, it was just a really, really great weekend. So that was Rockville. And then I came home and I got sick on my travels somehow. I don't know what the hell is wrong with airports these days, but like last time I came home from Mexico, I got sick. This time I got sick, the same exact freaking sinus cold, stupid shit that I get every time that I travel. And so that knocked me out for a week after Rockville, which again forced me into more of a rest. And that was almost like the universe telling me like, okay, Katie, like you went and had your fun, you enjoyed life, you were happy, living your best, but now you actually have to rest and your body is screaming at you to rest. And so, yeah, I thankfully took that week to just chill and relax. I purposely didn't book a lot of shoots that week because I knew I would be tired from the festival. So it was a slower week on purpose. And yeah, it was really nice to just kind of sit, relax, decompress, take in everything that happened on the weekend. Because again, it was such a good weekend. It was so magical. And yeah, just forcing myself into that state of rest. And this is your sign, if you're listening to this right now, that rest is so important. And if you don't allow yourself to rest, the universe will literally force you into it. And that's what happened to me. I was ticked that I was sick because I wasn't getting anything done at home. I wasn't being productive. I had my retreat to host in 2 weeks. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, I can't be out sick again for the retreat. Because last one I was so sick. I'm like, I'm not going to let myself be sick again. And I was like, why is this happening? And then hindsight, now I know. The universe was forcing me into a state of rest because I truly needed it. I was burning myself out with work before Rockville. And then Rockville was a lot of like physical strain on my body because again, 4 days out in the Florida heat wave and headbanging and traveling, your body takes quite the beating from all of that. And this was my actual rest week. So it was really, really well needed. And this is your reminder from my heart to yours that if you're not resting, set aside some time to rest. Because if not, you're going to get forced into it. And then this past weekend, I hosted my second ever women's retreat. It was our summer retreat. And honestly, that retreat, oh my God, I don't even know where to start. I don't even know where to begin or how to explain it. But that retreat cracked something open in not just me, but all the women that were there. It was such a beautiful, special, magical energy with this group. It was a little bit smaller group than we had last time, which was good. It actually worked out better to have a smaller group because we all really got to connect with each other. We all really got to hear each other's stories and get to know each other. And the energy was calm and like everybody truly went there to heal. And it wasn't just a big fun girls weekend away. Like people were there to heal and dig deep, and like they wanted to go deep. And I'm like, oh, say no more. Like I'm ready. Let's go. And we released and we cried and burned letters in the fire and did boudoir shoots, and they saw their images and they fell in love with themselves. And if you go look at the reel that I had posted a couple days ago, you'll see what I mean. We had a very emotional moment during the reveal party, and it was so special and it was so magical. And, you know, I knew it would be like that because I know how retreats are and I know how mine are, and the energy and the message that I try to get across to my retreats. But there were some cool things that came up for me this time around that I feel compelled to share with you guys. And it was a really cool realization. And I wasn't expecting to have this realization, but the hindsight, it's very cool. It's very healing. So with my last retreat, the timing of that retreat, I was going through a horrible time in my life. Honestly, it was one of the darkest places I think I've ever been in. I was navigating a horrible heartbreak. I was trying to pick up the pieces and, you know, rebuild myself and find myself again. And everything in my life was shifting. And it was just a really hard time for me mentally back when the last retreat was happening. And if anything, that kind of helped me as a retreat host because I was able to connect so deeply with the women because it was almost like healing myself in the process, right? So they'd be opening up about their relationship struggles, and then I'd start opening up about mine. And then, you know, before we knew it, the whole group was opening up about their relationship struggles, and I'm crying and they're crying and we're all crying and losing our minds. And that was great. And that was healing and cathartic. And this time around, I had a little moment in the beginning where I was getting a little worried because I felt like I couldn't connect like I did at the last retreat. And the women they were all opening up and being amazing and sharing their stories. But for me, like I wasn't getting like emotional like I usually do. Even at my little healing circles that I do at the studio, they're like 2 hours long and I'm bawling with you guys and I'm like totally in my feels. And I just couldn't like get to that deep, like emotional hurt place like I normally can really quickly. And I thought, you know, am I just tired? Like, am I still sick? Am I like, why am I not able to like get to that deep level and like feel these like intense emotions like everybody else is around me? And I thought like, shit, like what's going on, right? And then I had a moment and I realized what was happening. And for once in a very long time, I am in a really good place. Like I truly can sit here with a smile on my face and say that I am in a really, really good place. And I think that's why I wasn't able to get as emotional like I did at the last retreat. And I still opened up and I still shared and I still created that space for other women to heal. But myself personally, I wasn't as sensitive like I was the first time around. And to me, that is an amazing accomplishment because that shows me that the deep depths of hell that I have traveled to on my healing journey, and you all know about it from listening to this podcast, I've filled you in on quite a little bit of it. I have gone to the depths of hell and back to find myself and to come home to myself and to heal myself. And I've done so much therapy, so much inner work. Truly, I made that my focus for the last almost a full year. It's almost been a full year of healing, and it's finally paying off. And I'm finally in a happy place, and I see the effects of the work that I've been doing. And things that used to trigger me or that I would get anxiety over no longer have a hold on me. I've let go of so many things and people and places and things that just had a chokehold on me for all the wrong reasons for so long, and I feel so free. And I'm able to show up authentically as myself without fear of judgment. I don't care what people think. I literally barely wear makeup anymore. And to some of you listening to this, that is going to shock you because if you know me, up until last year, I did not leave my house without it. And it was like a security blanket. And I can literally sit here and say I can count on one hand like how many times I've actually like put on makeup this year. You know, I go to my workouts without it now. I leave the house without it. And I actually just did a whole retreat without it pretty much, other than the first night. I didn't even put it on. And that is unheard of for me. But That's how much work I've been doing. I have healed so many wounds and done so good of a job at coming home to myself and showing up authentically and healing traumas and healing my heart and rebuilding myself into this powerful, confident woman. And I'm so fucking proud of the woman that sits here today. And for me to host this retreat this past weekend and struggle to feel sad for the first time in a long time, that is a massive, massive win for me. And that's my goal for all of my clients. It's my goal for all of my retreat queens that come and join us for the retreats. I want you guys to sit here and have this moment one day, where you look back on all the work that you've been doing. Because it's fucking hard, man. It's hard. And it'll shake you to the core. And you are going to meet yourself at a deep level that you didn't even know you could meet yourself at. Like, you're going to go to the depths of hell to discover yourself. And you're going to learn things and you're going to heal things. And it's going to be scary and it's going to be crazy and it's going to be really fucking hard. But then you're going to sit here one day and you're going to have this moment where you smile and you say, wow, like I made it on the other side. And the woman who sits here today is so fucking cool. And there's a lot of things that have been attracting to me without trying, or, certain situations or people or experiences have been just manifesting in my world because I'm choosing to show up as my true self. I'm choosing to sit here authentically as I am and do the things that I love and go headbang at a concert for 4 days and not overthink things and just be so in a good place that that energy is attracting the right people into my world for many reasons. And that is a really, really cool thing to say out loud because I didn't know if I'd ever get to this point. I really didn't. And there was a time in my healing journey where I thought, maybe I am just broken. Maybe these parts of me is just who I am. Maybe I'll never change. Maybe. And I remember being so sad and so lost and feeling like there was no way out of this box that I kept myself in. And that is so far from the truth because it is possible to heal. It is possible to get yourself to a good place. And once you are there, you're going to notice so many things. Like I said, the way I react to things, the way I handle things, the way I talk to people, the way I listen to people, the way that I hold space for people, the way I can see things more level-headed, the way I can control my emotions, the way that I can formulate thoughts and work things through in my own mind without spiraling. Like, these are all the little shifts that I've noticed in myself, and all of that hard work has finally paid off. So if you're sitting here listening to this right now and you're deep in your healing journey and you feel like there's no end, and you feel like you're doing all this work and you're putting in hours and hours and nights and crying and journaling and, talking to tarot cards and praying to God knows what just to get out of this messy era of life and feeling like there's no end in sight, I am living proof that you can make it out on the other side. And you will make it out on the other side as long as you keep going and as long as you keep putting in the work and you keep prioritizing yourself and your healing journey, you will get there. And it's so beautiful when you get here because you feel so free. And I think that actually makes me a better retreat host. And maybe I don't have to sit there and cry about experiences with you on the floor because it's not as raw and painful as it once was to me. And sure, I'm still going to get emotional about certain things and I'll cry with you guys and your stories are going to hit me. And I honestly cried more for your stories and your pain because I just, I felt it through your words and through your energy. And that's where I get emotional now. And that's okay. And I can't beat myself up into thinking that if I'm hosting retreats or I'm hosting healing circles, I have to constantly be in this like sad and reflective state constantly where I'm just, going through it. Like, it is possible to still hold space for people and host retreats and be that safe space for women if I am in a good place. And yeah, it teaches me how it feels to be on that other side. And that's the goal that we're all trying to get to. When any woman signs up to a retreat, your goal is to feel better. whether it's to feel better in photos or, the way you see yourself, or if it's to heal from things that you've gone through, or if it's to let something go, or if it's to heal your wounds with other women and find that sisterhood and heal, like friendship wounds that you might have, like whatever your why is for signing up to a retreat, the end goal is all the same. We all want to feel better. We all want to be in a happier place. We all want to feel more confident or feel more secure in every aspect of life. And now I know what that feels like, and it's really cool. And I know I'm going to go through other eras in life, and things are going to happen, and it's not always going to be butterfly and rainbows over here. I'm going to have my shit days. I'm going to be going through stuff in life. I'm going to be grieving other things. Like I'm not ignorant to the fact that this is not a forever feeling, but I am basking in it right now while it's here. And there's nothing wrong with that. And that's the season that I'm in right now. And that's okay. And at the last retreat, we did a release ceremony. And that one was super emotional for me. And I released a lot back then. And it was very intense. And I felt a lot of emotions. And this time around, I actually released an older version of myself. And I released younger Katie up until now, who did the best that she could with what she knew. And I feel like I've finally let a lot of situations and things that have happened in my life go, or I've, reprogrammed them in my mind that they don't have a chokehold on me anymore like they used to. And when I went to go write my letter, I didn't feel a need to write to anyone or anything in specific other than writing to little me. And what I let go of was that entire chapter. Up until now, all the Katies from age 30 and under, I let go in that letter because I don't resonate with her anymore. And I truly do feel like I have entered a whole new era of life and freedom that I didn't know I could ever have mentally. And I was excited to burn the letter. I wasn't sad. I got a little emotional writing it, sure, but I felt really excited to burn it because I was like, I'm finally letting her go. And she did great, and she came through when I needed her to come through, and she had my back up until age 30, and she lived in defense mode and fight or flight for so long because that's all she ever knew. And now I'm kind of like passing the torch to older me, and it's like, it's okay, like we're okay, we're safe. And you don't have to live in fight or flight anymore. And you are going to figure it out, and you are going to be okay. And one day you're going to trust yourself fully that nothing or nobody can faze you because you got yourself at the end of the day. And that's the era that I'm in right now. So I said goodbye to younger me, and I told her it's okay to go. You can go rest. Your job is done, and it's time to enter a new chapter now. And that was very, very freeing and very cool to have that experience compared to last year's experience for me. So to finish with the retreat story, we had an amazing weekend. The girl chat right now is lit up. We are on fire. The group chat is already in manifesting mode. And if you followed my stories from last year, you'll remember our group chat was magical last year. We manifested babies and jobs and all the things, because when women come together and collectively heal and collectively empower each other, crazy, beautiful energy circulates, and that translates into every aspect of your life, I promise you. And we already have one of our queens that went on an interview, and she got the jam job because we sent her those positive vibes, and we've been hyping her up, and we've been manifesting it for her, and we're already in manifestation mode. And that is the power of finding your soul tribe. And that is the power of coming to a retreat. It's actually the healing that happens after the fact. The weekend is great. And of course, it's magical and healing and amazing. But what comes after? All the reflection and the inner work that you do at home. And when you're alone with your thoughts and you can just decompress and think about everything and talk to the group chat and get that support from other women. That is truly where the magic happens. And we're already on fire and we're already lit up. And it's kind of planted a seed in me. Okay, it's planted a big seed in me that I want to help more people without having to come to a retreat or sit in person with me. I want to be able to carry this energy outwards while we're all lit up and we're excited and we're happy and ready to roll. And I kind of have a really cool idea. So I'm going to get to work on it. It's an idea that stemmed from our post-retreat energy, and I'm going to be putting together a little challenge, per se, I guess. I'll be announcing it over the next couple weeks, so keep an eye out for that. But if you've been feeling stagnant in life or feeling off or feeling just not good enough, or like you're stuck, or you've been doing all the inner work and the healing, but it's just not getting you anywhere, and you're not feeling like your true powerful self, you're not feeling tapped in spiritually, mentally, financially, physically. If you're just feeling off and you're looking for a little reset, I'm going to be doing a little mini challenge offering, and I don't know exactly what it's going to include yet, but I feel really excited to get to work on that for you and to reach more women out there, near and far. And you don't have to be in the Hamilton area to come to a retreat to do it. We are going to be all online. It's going to kind of be like this, also piggybacking off of the beginning of the episode here where I said, I love sitting here and talking to you guys and sending little voice notes. I'm the voice note queen. I love voice notes. I send them to everybody. I love them. And yeah, I want to go to my roots that make me happy. And what makes me happy is sitting here and talking to you like this, unfiltered, and giving advice and sharing my heart and sharing stories and hearing your stories and coaching you and guiding you. And I want to do that in an audio format, but also create a community aspect to it as well. And I have a great idea brewing, and I'm so excited to share it with you guys. So if you have been feeling stuck, keep an eye on my stories. Make sure you're on my VIP email list because I'm going to be posting it as soon as it's ready. And I have a little thing planned to help you get out of a slump and find your soul tribe near and far, wherever you are listening to this. And if not, if you are in the area, we would love to have you join us for our fall retreat. We still have a couple spots left. We have had a lot of interest since posting our summer retreat stories. So if you have been on the fence about joining, you're going to want to get in now before it sells out. I guess just to wrap this episode up so it's not too long, the takeaways here that might help you on your journey are: if you have been feeling like something is weighing you down or giving you anxiety or something preventing you from doing something that you love, set those boundaries, stand firm in what makes you happy, do what makes you happy. And if turning off your camera and sitting behind a microphone and recording from the comforts of your messy room makes you happy, then do it. And if you haven't taken a break and you've been overworking yourself, or you're a busy mom or a busy business owner, or just anyone that just feels burnt out and overwhelmed and stressed the hell out, set aside time to rest, because the universe will force you into rest if you don't. And finally, the third takeaway is it is possible to heal. And I promise you, one day everything is going to make sense. And I had my moment this weekend at the retreat where I realized we did it. We did the damn thing, and I want to help you do the damn thing and heal and grow and step the fuck back into your confidence. And I'm going to do that in a really, really cool way really soon. So stick around, make sure you're on the VIP list, and you'll be first to know when the exciting announcement comes out. Otherwise, I think I'm going to wrap it up here, and I want to leave you with a little journal prompt when we part ways that you can reflect on your own journey in regards to everything that we talked about today. So the journal prompt today is: what parts of me feel like they're only allowed to exist when I'm perfectly presented? And what would it look like to give those parts permission to lead? So again, reflect on your own journey, and is there any aspect of your life where you feel like you have to be perfectly polished to show up, that you can take a step back and just step into your true authentic nature and what makes you happy and feel like you at the end of the day? Otherwise, thank you for being here for another episode. I don't know if next week will be video or audio. I guess we'll find out together. And regardless, stick around. I would love if you shared the show with a friend, if you think they could get some value out of what we talk about on here. And I do have some guest episodes coming, I promise. We're just working on recording days, but they are coming and they're going to be awesome. And we have some really badass people coming on the show, and I can't wait. I can't wait for you guys to meet them. But stick around. And if you haven't left some love, I would love if you left the show a review. It really does help the algorithm, especially now that I'm not doing video. I need all the help I can get. Okay. So if you can, leave a little love note or a review, or share it with your friends, share it to your story, tag me, let me know if any of this resonated with you. I love hearing your feedback, and it truly does mean the world to me. So thank you for being here. Thank you for opening up your heart with me as I open up my heart with you. I can't wait to see where this journey goes, and I can't wait to show you what I have up my sleeve and what I'm planning, because it's going to be a good one, and I would love for you all to join in if you can. Until next time, my friends. Keep healing, keep growing, and keep going, because I promise the days get so much brighter and you're going to be okay. It'll all work out as it's meant to. Trust the journey. I'll see you in the next episode.